Hi, and welcome back to the Bad Back Gardener YouTube channel. My name's Kevin and I am the Bad Back Gardener. Today we are doing part 2 of the early June tour. Part 2 is going to consist of the other grounds besides the raised bed garden. So if you didn't see part 1, that was the tour of the raised bed garden area. So this tour is going to cover the rest of the grounds here in our little homestead I have going here. So we'll catch up and check out the in-ground flowers and the pots that I have going on, and just some of the other work I've done so far this year. So we'll get started with that. Stay tuned. Here's my shadow. We'll get started with the tour right here where we were at here. This was, if you've caught any of the video, this is my future patio area. This year I've got pretty much everything done here. I got to put a drain in over there, and I'm going to be getting some kind of either cement floor down or rock floor or something here, or gravel or something here. I need to finish that, and that will pretty much finish up the patio area. Do some maybe some planting out front here or something. Maybe do a little landscaping, but I'm hoping to get that done at some point this summer. It's been a long ongoing process. It's taken many of years here for me to complete. It's kind of my southwest look, kind of like adobe kind of look here, and kind of southwest, I guess, or you could even say it's kind of like the Caribbean look here with the walls and stuff. But that's my long-term project here. Hopefully someday it gets finished. So I've had this planted area, built this last year. I planted the weeping pussy willow here, and it's doing real good. Now last year I stuck some yuccas like this in the ground, and 2 of them, they were actually, I planted 3 of them. 2 of them were still alive here, but they weren't looking so hot. When I dug them up, they were still pretty much alive. They might have come back, but I wanted to get some other color in here. So what I've done this year is I've planted some this is Coreopsis, and I believe it's Sunrise something or other. I can't remember the first part of the name, but that's the Coreopsis, and this is the purple balloon flower. Those are really pretty. They're really nice. So, I've never had those before, so I don't know if they need to deadhead them or what, but they're coming on. Still got a lot more coming on. So those are both perennials, so they should come back next year. The ugly part of the beds are all the tulips that have long since gone, and the seed pods and stuff are developing. I usually like to leave those in. The way I understand it, that makes it helps them multiply when you leave them and don't just whack them off when they're done. But maybe I'm totally off on that. I don't know, but that's how I usually do it. I got some vinca flowers planted in there too, as you can see. Not too many, just a couple thrown in there of my extra ones. Now these are elephant plants, my elephant ears. If you've seen that video, you've seen me planting these things. They've come up and done real good. This one's getting its leaves out already. And then over here, got a banana plant I planted this year, and it's doing really good. This is kind of a different kind of banana plant. It's variegated with some reddish streaks in it. This is my Dracaena that I held over from last year. That was a new spike last year that I put in just as like a spike, and it took off last year. And then some canna lily. And maybe I'm getting it mixed up with something else. It might be. I can't. It's either. Yeah, I can't remember what that is right now. I think it's canna lily, but I think I might be wrong on that. And then some. The other pot here that I have is another spike coming up in, and Gerber daisy coming up in it. And then I got some profusion zinnias in it, amongst other things. I got some marigolds growing, and then that one, I don't remember what that one is called exactly, but I can't remember the color of that one. Those are the pots in this area here. So we'll walk down this way. This here, I'll show you this again. This was actually in my raised bed one, but got my hanging pots up on the pergola here, and got some deadheading to do on these petunias. Those are wave petunias, and got some super bells, which is what I think was up there also, with some super bells. They could probably be deadhead a little bit too. Usually I don't have to do too much with them, but I still like the deadhead. It seems like it helps them out. But my baskets are doing pretty good. They're just increasing size here. And then they got some fuchsia here with some impatiens. I like the color of those together. And then some profusion zinnias too. These ones are kind of like a part shade. They like a part shade. So under the pergola here, they get a little bit of shade. My Decina from held over from last year. If you've seen the other video, I think I showed you this. But this one's flowering, and it'll go to seed after that. I've had them do that before. Those are the ones I try and keep year after year. So we'll go up around the other side of the house here. Yeah, this area actually needs some weeding done. It does have a few of the flowers, and I can't remember again what that one was. It's rosy something. I don't remember exactly what the plant is. I got a lot of yuccas coming up in through here. Actually, back there, that has just stopped blooming purple. It's a version of this Transcendia, I believe is what it's called. You can still see some purple here. And that's what it was kind of like on that bush back there. So I don't know if it's done flowering or not. It's usually more of a spring flower. Stupid weeds. This really needs weeded. But in amongst the weeds, there is a lot of cone flowers coming on. So this is a lot of cone flowers sticking up through here. And there's actually one that's flowering. Just come out. But there's some ornamental grass in there amongst my cone flowers. And there's a yucca that's going to be flowering. Flowering yucca there. So that'll look nice mixed in with all the cone flowers. So they've really spread out. It's another grass, ornamental grass, and then more cone flowers have kind of spread themselves out. I don't think I planted anything here. They've all just come on. They're actually in back there. There's some zebra grass, ornamental grass there. And then on the porch there, and amongst that mess, I have some of my palms out now, outside to get some weather in here. Another one of my pots that I planted, you may have seen the video on. It's doing good there with the sweet potato vine. Some vinca. It's coming on good. I actually have some cilantro coming up that grew kind of wild out of one of my pots last year. Now it's coming up there. So we got some sun here. Gotta get away from the sun. Here, so you can see there's more super bells in this basket here. And then in this one, some super bells, some vinca, some vines. Down there, I actually think I got a couple of yuccas coming on. And then over here, we got some columbine growing. And William over there, the purple stuff, Sweet William. I gotta do some, there's some more yuccas that are flowering. They've really spiked up through there. Actually, we'll just go inside there. First off, we'll go over here and look at this basket here. And it's doing pretty good. Again, some more profusion zinnias that'll provide more late season color. And then I planted a lavender bush just this year. Just a couple days ago, I planted some lavender there. So hopefully that takes off. See, I got a few Sweet Williams. It actually looks like the birds may have planted some sunflower seeds there, but the yuccas are really all shooting out. All the yuccas are shooting out. Now this here that's wrapped around my yucca is the devil weed, as I like to call it, because you can try and do everything you want. This is called bindweed, is what it's really called, but you'll never get rid of it. The best thing to do is when you pick it like this, set it somewhere out where it's going to dry up in the sun. That's the only way you're going to kill the vine. If you break it or leave it on the ground, any little piece, no matter how small it is, that breaks off of that stuff will just continue to grow and grow and grow and grow, and you can't get rid of it. So a little bit of different columbine. And then some more Sweet William back there amongst all the weeds here. Unfortunately, look at all the bindweed everywhere. You don't want this. If you get bindweed, you'll regret every minute of it. My biggest mistake is when I moved in here is I used some existing soil that had bindweed to fill in over in this area. Ever since then, it's a constant battle. Every year, it's a battle. It's a losing battle is what it is. Here's some coneflowers. Again, coming up there. Columbine. We're gonna have a lot of yuccas growing. And the flower here. More zebra grass growing there. More yuccas over here. These ones aren't going to spike though this year. These are the ones that didn't spike out. And then we got another basket over there, and actually looks like something may have been eating that one. And porticaya in the baskets here around the garage. Another basket there with some super bells in it. And then over here, another basket I made, and that one's actually going to go out another part of the yard that I'm still going to work on here this spring yet. And then I also got some of these hostas here that are waiting to be put in the new area that I'm going to work on here. Look for that video coming up. But there's some, I'm going to make work on some shaded gardens here that I don't really have right now. So look for those videos coming up. Over here, I have a couple pots, mostly marigolds growing in those, but I think there's some profusion zinnias too. And then this year I planted right there is a knockout rose, red knockout rose, which is doing really good. And then this is my boneyard, or my scrap yard, for all my rocks and soil and compost and sand. And up there's my bark up there. So, but over here, I'm going to show you this real quick. Over here, this is my, didn't include it in my raised bed garden. I should have, but I didn't. But in that video, but this video I'm going to include it too. This is going to be my third cornfield of the year. I've plowed it a few times. It's just kind of waiting. I will get that planted. But this is, I moved back over to this area to plant some corn this year. Hopefully it turns out all right. And then in here, you can see in there, I got my corn coming up. I got, I believe, 10 rows of corn here that's come up. Planted back a few weeks back. Then I just this weekend planted another 8 rows of corn there. It rained real good last night, so it got watered in. So hopefully it won't be too long before that pops up. And then over here is going to be my third cornfield, my third patch, so I can space out my corn that I got here. All right, so that's part 2 of our early June tour of the grounds. See the flower pots and everything, so hope you liked it. Check out my other videos. Catch up with me on Facebook. You can also email me at bbgardner@zoominternet.net. And as always, if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working.